Chef David DiBari knows Italian. As a boy, he helped his grandmother in the kitchen. And when he was only 14, he scored his first restaurant job. Not long after that, he graduated from the Culinary Institute of America and quickly became one of the youngest chefs to earn an excellent rating from the New York Times.
He now owns two highly respected eateries in Dobbs, Ferry, just north of New York City, the Cookery, the Parlor, as well as Doughnation, a food truck that features a wood-fired pizza oven. Let's welcome Chef David DiBari to the dish. Good morning.
How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
You brought a great table here, but I want to point out that you also brought us a personal flask. You know how we roll here.
Yeah, I do.
So tell us what you got.
So let's talk about it. So from my Cookery and the Parlor, both my restaurants, we have our heirloom meatball recipe from my grandmother. Over here we have rigatoni, house extruded, with roasted bone marrow, laden with bone marrow.
Wow.
Over here, house-made sausages. Over here is one of my favorites, fried octopus with the pistachio and serrano salsa and smoked tomato marinara. Over here, we have charred romaine with pickled beets and shaved aged goat cheese. And then, of course, my favorite over here, chocolate polenta, because we like polenta in any form.
It looks so good. Tell us what's in the bottle.
All right, so it is definitely the bee's knees. It's a pre-prohibition drink made with honey, lemon, and gin, and then we infuse a little saffron into it. Just for fun.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so you mentioned your grandmother, your Italian grandmother. That's
right.
where you learned at the feet of the master, right? Did you know from an early age that you wanted to cook professionally?
I think I had my application in for the Culinary Institute of America like at 14, 15 years old. Yeah, I knew very
Because your first job
early.
was actually it was in a pizzeria, or what?
It was a local pizzeria. They're still there. They're still kicking. You know, I was getting sausage skins thrown in my ear while I was washing dishes and listening to rock music. It was a good time.
And you loved it.
I loved it. It was a certain kind of culture that I think I knew I wanted to be around and be involved in. So here we are today.
So it's interesting. So after you graduated from the Culinary Institute of America, you worked in some of the country's top kitchens in Manhattan, including a 3-year stint under Mario Batali. What was that like?
Yes, the man who revolutionized Italian cooking in this country. Yeah, definitely. I think I learned there that to be able to create something that's soulful and delicious and have 3 ingredients and make them kind of sing harmoniously, I think that's what I learned most at Babbo, and also just had a great business plan. How it works.
So many chefs want to make their mark in New York, particularly if you've been working here.
Yeah.
But you ended up going just outside the city to Westchester. What took you out there?
You know, I think my home is Westchester. That's where I'm from. I think there was also, you know, a definite need for great food up there, and it's shining with great restaurants now, which is fantastic for us. It's also, you know, it's very close to a lot of the local farms that we have up there.
So tell us about your first restaurant, the Cookery. It opened in March of 2009, and at that time it was a little bit tough because a lot of restaurants were actually shutting down.
My attorney begged me not to do that. As my first restaurant, he was like, "Do you really want to do this?" And you know something, I was leading with, like, just a naive boy with just a passion and a dream, and I needed to do what I needed to do, and sometimes, you know, it's like your kids, you know, they just let them do what they got to do, and then they'll figure it out. I'm also the kind of person that's like, do it and figure it out later. Yeah. So we did it, and we came right out of the box. And
right as the recession was like hitting its worst.
It happened, and also we were very, you know, reasonably priced and approachable restaurant with comfort food, you know, at the end of the day. So it was easy to get.
All right, well, David, I'm going to ask you to take part in our tradition here at CBS This Morning Saturday, signing this dish and telling us if you could share this meal with anyone past or present, who would it be?
All right, so I think the easy answer to that is I would always like to enjoy my meal with family and friends, but then there's always like my man crush, Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. Although he's a vegetarian, so I don't know how far we'd go, but you know what? It would be amazing, yeah.
I think that's our second vote for Eddie Vedder over
Is
the
it?
years. Yeah, there was one other one, I believe.
All right.
But he doesn't get mentioned a lot. That's a great vote.
Chef David DiBari, thank you so
Hey guys,
much.
thanks for having me.
And for more on David DiBari and the dish, head to our website at cbsthismorning.com.